Corbin Arena. Corbin, Kentucky is where we're at for Valor Fights 43 Border Wars. And our next bout is presented by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. It's an atomweight bout as women's amateur MMA is coming your way. And it's for the Warrior FC Championship. It's Carmen Zamora out of KMAA in Knoxville representing Valor Fights and Tennessee at 1-0, taking on Linda Mihalec, who's 1-1 out of Richmond, Kentucky, representing Warrior FC and the state of Kentucky. All right, we're ready for our final amateur MMA bout of the night before the pro portion of our bout gets underway. We're live at flowcombat.com with Casey Oxendine. I'm Vince Ferrara. We are cage side, and we're ready to bring out our next fighters. Here's Jennifer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some women's mixed martial arts action? Our next bout is in the atomweight division, brought to you by Corbin Martial Arts. First, please welcome to the cage, Carmen Zamora.
Carmen Zamora, first out of KMAA in Knoxville, representing Valor Fights in Tennessee. Casey, tell us about Carmen.
Well, man, we saw her back at Apex Fights 12 with that big TKO finish over Marissa Elliott. This girl really drives forward. You know, she's got a ton of great teammates. We're talking about Ovin St. Preux, Slick Nick Gertz, coached by Eric Turner, and you're going to see one of her teammates later tonight in Taylor Turner. They're in the debut professional matchup of the card. And, man, this girl, she has a lot of fans.
And the Warrior FC Championship on the line in the atomweight division. Linda Mihalec is 1-1 out of Warrior FC in Kentucky. What do you think about Mihalec?
Mihalec is stone cold, man. We saw her at weigh-ins. She came out there wearing the Josie and the Pussycats outfit. You know, that girl is out of that 10th Planet BJJ system, and those guys have a very unique way of grappling and approaching fights.
More on Mihalec in a moment. Back to Jennifer.
And her opponent making her way to the cage, please welcome Linda Mihalec.
All right, we'll take a look at the tail of the tape between these two fighters. It's Carmen Zamora and Linda Mihalec in this atomweight women's bout. And, of course, you see the record difference between Zamora and Mihalec. Zamora 10 years younger than Mihalec, and Mihalec 4 inches taller. Zamora weighed in at 107, Mihalec at 105. Tennessee on the left, Kentucky on the right. What else stands out to you about Mihalec or the matchup, Casey?
Well, like I said, she's out of that 10th Planet BJJ system, and so they're known for being a little more unorthodox, man. When they get you on the ground, they're going to tie you up in different ways. They're going to keep it very tight, and they're going to look for that submission. Mihalec, known to be a very tough individual, and she's also the teammate of Gina Bankley, who will actually face the teammate of Taylor Turner, which is Carmen Zamora's teammate. Now, I know that's a lot of teammates to try to ingest there, but what I'm getting at is they've got great training partners to work with.
No doubt. I think that's something that both fighters can say. And then we mentioned the win over Marissa Elliott for Carmen Zamora at Apex Fight 12 for Linda Mihalec. Her first amateur bout was a loss to Alana Yates back in early 2016, but a win over Kelsey Hildahl is the last fight for Mihalec. Back to the cage, Jennifer.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds and is for the Warrior FC Atomweight Championship. First, fighting out of the orange corner, she weighed in at 107 pounds, holds an undefeated record of 1 win with 0 losses, and represents KMAA in Knoxville, Tennessee, Carmen Zamora. And her opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. She represents Warrior FC. She weighed in at 105 pounds, holds a record of 1 win with 1 loss, and represents AFS Academy 10th Planet in Richmond, Kentucky, Linda Mihalec. Your referee when the action begins is Les Stapleton.
Wes Stapleton, our referee, in this atomweight women's amateur MMA bout presented by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. Warrior FC Championship bout. Carmen Zamora in the black trunks, black shirt. Linda Mihalec in the black and red trunks, knee brace, black top. 3 3-minute rounds in Corbin, Kentucky. Corbin Arena. Vince Ferrar, Casey Oxendine, touch of gloves. We're underway.
Of course, the first thing that stands out is the height advantage for Linda Mihalec. Of course, right out of the gate, putting pressure on.
It's 4 inches officially, based on the heights that they give.
But, man, you know, you see Mihalec, she has the underhooks here, but that doesn't stop Carmen Zamora from putting the pressure on. It's something I would look for Zamora to pummel and swim for those underhooks. That's going to help her gain control. That's the only way she's going to be able to change levels and get to the hips of Linda Mihalec. Mihalec really working well here, utilizing that height.
In addition to the height, they're put together very different in their body styles for this atomweight division.
Right, you know, Zamora, you know, a low center of gravity there, and that can work to her advantage when it you know, involves slams and takedowns and that sort of thing, but she will have to close the distance. So when they're out in the middle, Mihalec is going to have an advantage there to keep her hands on Zamora without Zamora being able to fire back.
Yeah, Zamora compact, strong, while Mihalec long and lean, but she's been able to stick some knees. Both of them have so far in this fight. We're just past the midway point of round 1, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds.
I'll say this, the one thing that stands out again by Mihalec is that pennant stare, if you will. She, you can look in her eyes and tell that she is here to do work. She is here to fight. It's serious business to her. Carmen Zamora typically all smiles.
Big overhand right by Mihalec on Zamora. Closes the distance.
No clear advantage in my estimation by either of these two ladies. Carmen Zamora has controlled against the cage for a longer period of time, however. A beautiful knee there by Carmen Zamora.
Zamora's had more of the time with Mihalec's back up against the cage. How much will that influence the judge's potential?
I think so. I think that's going to make the difference here. And I think a takedown in the closing moments for either of these ladies will you know, could possibly seal the deal in this round.
Final seconds of this first round here in Corbin, Kentucky. And that's the end of the first round. So how would you score that, Mr. Casey Oxendine?
I'm going to give it to Carmen Zamora. Like I said, the things that stand out the most is the pressure. You know, when you don't have any, you know, the criteria has to do with damage and control and that sort of thing. I think that Carmen Zamora definitely had the pressure. She had the control. She kept the heat on. That being said, Linda Mihalec with some great shots landed out in the center. When they are out in the middle, it looks like she does have the advantage, but that's not where they spent the majority of the time. It was against the cage, and it was Carmen Zamora implementing that pressure.
Mihalec standing up in her corner while Zamora is sitting down in her corner. You see Eric Turner there, the top guy and coach at KMAA, of course, was on hand with Ovent St. Peru and watching him get a victory in Nashville and UFC Fight Night. And that was exciting for Knoxville in the state of Tennessee overall, because you got to see KMAA's Ovent St. Peru get a win and that camp well represented, and then Shield Systems, who we have on the card tonight as well, with Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman and 2 Knoxville camps getting the victory in Nashville UFC Fight Night. We're in Corbin, Kentucky here tonight as this great dual promotion event rolls on in our amateur bout in the atomweight division with the ladies as round 2 gets underway. The touch gloves presented by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. 3 3-minute rounds. Zamora in the black shirt and Mihalec with the knee brace.
Throwing a lot here. Perhaps her corner told her that she dropped that first round. And she's going to come out much more active here. Now I'll say this, it takes a lot of energy to control that cage, to put pressure on. And so you always run the risk of running out of steam if you apply too much. So I don't think that it would be the case here, because I think both of these ladies, that was a beautiful left there by Carmen Zamora, but Mihalec really pressuring in the striking range right now.
Well, that pressure is allowing the shorter Zamora to get under and close the distance some.
Oh, beautiful takedown there by Zamora. Now she needs to watch. That is one thing that the 10th Planet BJJ system works on, and it's called the lockdown. It's a guard system. They are known for great submissions. Of course, this is for the Warrior FC title.
Yeah. And you know Warrior FC does not want a champion from Valor Fights.
Absolutely not.
And, of course, plenty on the line between these two border state promotions.
You see Mihalec looking to turn the corner there. She was reaching for the leg. You can set up a sweep. Plus, you have the arm bar there hanging loose that you've got to watch out for.
Mihalec trying to lift the head of Zamora.
I think Zamora saw it coming, and she aborts back to the feet.
You like that decision?
I think so. I think Zamora, she made her presence known there, and she definitely felt something, and that prompted her to get back up. But I have her ahead in the round based on that takedown.
And again, the aggression of Mihalec opened the door for Zamora to get under those strikes and close the distance.
I think this is the safest range for Zamora at this point. Being on the outside is not great. Possibly being on the ground, she may have felt in danger down there. So in this midway point where you're controlling the clinch, you're able to land some knees and then look for the takedown, that might be the primary game plan.
And she's been pretty effective with those knees, those shots. But right now it's Mihalec that is landing more of the knees.
Yeah, and really before the takedown, Mihalec was really in control with the striking, and that's going to possibly weigh with the judges as well, because essentially Carmen Zamora wasn't able to do much with the takedown once she got Mihalec to the ground.
Well, that was interesting, Casey, because Zamora looked in the advantageous position, having Mihalec's back up against the cage, but it was Mihalec really controlling the striking with her back up against the cage. So how does the judge view that?
It's very close. And in my heart, I feel like that Mihalec dropped the round. I think that the takedown was very decisive. I think she got into that position. And I don't see that the striking of Mihalec, while it was better, like she landed more shots, I don't know that they really hurt Carmen Zamora. I didn't see Carmen Zamora ever rock visibly and hurt. And so I think the judges may be leaning more towards Zamora. Now, that could be completely backwards. If the judges enjoy the striking range, they may feel that the Mihalec did more. And in that case, it would be even. Definitely the closer round here.
Yeah, I think where the contrast comes is at the end as we take a look at this replay here.
Yeah, well, here it is. Mihalec coming on strong and looking like the one that wants to fight more. You know, it's more strategic possibly for Zamora. You see there, she got that trip. It was beautiful. Props to both ladies. I mean, these are two very contrasting styles, and both are bringing it here.
No doubt. And could very well have Carmen Zamora up 2-0. It could be 1-1.
It could be up 2 rounds for Mihalec. It depends. You know, we automatically assume that first round went to Zamora. You never know, especially if you're a Tennessee fighter in hostile territory here in Corbin, Kentucky.
All right, they'll close the cage doors. Knoxville versus Richmond, Kentucky. Valor Fights Border Wars. Valor Fights 43 Border Wars at Touch Gloves. Third and final round scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. We're underway.
You can see Zamora. She came out with a head of steam and met with Mihalec. These girls are tussling here.
Those knees have been effective for Zamora.
Oh, here we go. Zamora coming on strong.
And again, Zamora having Mihalec's back up against the cage. This is for the Warrior FC Championship, Atomweight Division, women's amateur MMA. Corbin, Kentucky is where we're at.
Border Wars has really delivered tonight. Such action-packed bouts from start to finish. This is just the amateur side.
Yeah, evenly matched.
Yeah,
that's what
unbelievably evenly matched. And that's what you get each and every time with Flow Combat. Oh, now this is a game changer possibly. Mihalec in a very good spot here as a grappling specialist.
Zamora trying to cover up, but in amateur MMA, they're not going to let you go long taking shots.
Mihalec a little high here. Zamora could possibly come out the bottom. I can't see from this perspective how close that choke is.
Fans have gotten into it, sensing that Kentucky's own is in a great position here to try to get a sub victory in the third round.
It appears as though Zamora is doing what she needs to do here. And she turns the tide, it appears to be. With Mihalec coming on here, Zamora lands a big shot.
Zamora, though, maybe losing this round. And you just never know how the judges scored the first two. So, got to go for a win. Final minute, this third and final round. Oh, body shot by Zamora.
Absolutely. You can see that Zamora, she could tell that she was in a tough spot, and she wants to make her presence known, possibly sensing that it is up in the air. Who knows who has taken this round? And is going to be giving everything she's got all the way to the final bell. Both of these ladies. What passion here.
Shots to the body by Zamora. Another one, those uppercuts. You got to wonder if the judges are seeing those. They should, but those are just quick, sneaky shots.
Oh, and a takedown.
Wow.
A takedown. I don't know if it is enough for this round, though. With that rear naked choke position and that utter dominance, I think that last round is going to go to Mihalec, and it's going to be a close fight here, Vince.
That was quite the flurry, though. It was sneaky, but Zamora was landing shot after shot to the body and in control, sort of bullying Mihalec. I wonder how the judges will look at that.
Yeah, very interesting indeed.
So how would you score the fight? Who would you give the win to?
I think 29-28 for Carmen Zamora.
I agree, but again, so close.
Very close.
They're really, I don't know, there wasn't a decisive round for either one of them, right?
No, not at all. I would have said yes in the third until this final flurry, like you said.
Right.
I did give Mihalec that third round, though. Like I said, that was a long period of time where she was in that position to finish that fight. And so I do give it to her. But, man, the first two rounds very much up in the air. And like you said, the round three, Zamora didn't go quietly into the night. She fired back there, and that's the last thing the judges see. So you may be correct in that.
Yeah, the body shots and then that final takedown. And we'll see how it is scored here at Border Wars in Corbin, Kentucky. You can find all of Valor fights, past fights, future fights at flowcombat.com. And then, of course, leading up to all of our pay-per-view events, the Valor Hour with Valor Fights President Tim Loy and our analyst Casey Oxendine. Tremendous breakdown of the entire card on radioinfluence.com, and you hear the two break down all the fights on the upcoming card and in other national promotions as well, like the UFC, and just talking about the sport with interviews and much more. The Valor Hour, you can get links to it on Valor Fights' Facebook page. Also, like us there, and then on Twitter as well, and then some more fights on YouTube. All right, judges' scorecards. We go to the official decision. We get it from Jennifer.
3 hard-fought rounds. We go to your judges' scorecard for decision. Judge Hopper scores this bout 29-28, Zamora. Judge House scores this bout 29-28, Mihalec. And Judge Thomas scores this bout 29-28. For your winner of this bout by split decision in the blue corner,